Hi YouTube! Saturday night special. Oh, hold on just 2 seconds. I just want to check something before I go any further. Can I do it when the video's actually running? Sound options. Sound settings. The microphone is on. Just before I did another video and the mic turns off. Seems to be a bit intermittent. It's on now though. I think what happens is I knock it and the cable comes out the back and then it uses the mic on top of the camera, which is... it gives sound, I suppose. Yeah, so, Saturday night special. I said I wasn't going to do any more of these, but my pal T-Gun came back up. I took away the what was it that been in so far? It was the Carbonita Telecaster, Pink SG, and the ES Les Paul. We've got the semi-hollow Les Paul. So now we're on to the Super Swede by Hagstrom. I noticed a Super Swede because it says so on the headstock. So it's like the Super Turnip. Good joke there. Yeah, so I really don't know what to think of such a thing. It's got a rotary switch here, which I don't know what it does. I don't really know what the knobs do. It's got a far more advanced and ornate Bigsby than previous Bigsbys I've seen. I restrung one a few weeks ago. What's that noise? It's the rat pedal. Okay, yep. So, 3 p90s. The 4-way rotary pickup selector must... I'll get a screwdriver out, we'll see what that does. As I said, the Bigsby has got like... See, it's got like... it's got groovy ridges on it and ridges here and all this. And it's even got like a fancy Art Deco type switch tip, which kind of matches the Imperial, I think they're called, tuners. The Hagstrom branded tuners. M1007 0090. I don't know. Kind of looks new, to be honest. M10. I don't think it's a 2010. I don't think this is 15 years old. It might be though. It might be. It might be 15 years old and never played. So we've got basically it's a Les Paul in it, sort of. This is a wee bit rounder. It does have the carved top on it. It's got a wee bit of a belly carve on the back there. Yeah. So let's see what it sounds like. Cool inlays actually. See, they're sort of square, but they've got rounded edges. Just things that are wee bit different. I kind of like that. The problem with things like something like that is, though, that's probably much more expensive than putting in like the normal what you get on Epiphones and stuff like that, because they mass produce them, so they probably have to make these individually. And same with things like the tuners and the over. So that it's got its fair amount of fanciness, this guitar, before it's even made a sound. Actually, do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me a wee bit of a Les Paul recording, just looking at it. Feel-wise, it's actually quite a thin neck. It's not that heavy. It's not Les Paul heavy. I'm going to weigh it now, though, and see if it is Les Paul heavy. My thing being anything about 3.5 kilograms is right. This is a wee bit more than that. I'm going to have a wee guess at this at being like 3.8, something like that. Once you get above 4... it starts to get heavy, and once you get above 3, it starts to become featherweight. So I'm going for like 3.8, something like that, kilograms, and I will tune it again after this. I'm wrong. It's 4.4. So it just goes to show that. I mean, this is an incredibly heavy guitar. Then now that I know that it's heavy, it feels heavy. But see, just because it's big and it's got all these extra bits on it, it doesn't seem heavy. I've actually noticed the wee red bass in the corner seeming very heavy recently. I think it's just it's a size thing. You know, if the guitar's massive and it's heavy, you go, well, it doesn't seem heavy because it's massive. But I mean, I remember Scott had an Ibanez Blazer, like a reissue one. It was a, you know, like a Strat sort of thing. And it was like 4.4 kilograms. I mean, it weighed an absolute ton, but that's because it's a Strat, so you're used to a Strat weighing 3.5 kilograms ish. Round about there, so it's an extra kilogram. It's an extra, you know, third as heavy as what you expect. Therefore, it comes across as very heavy. Whereas this Les Pauls are kind of this weight anyway, so it doesn't. And maybe it's, again, I've got quite a wide strap on and it's very well balanced. These things make a huge difference. I mean, the balance of a guitar, like a relatively, an average weight guitar that's badly balanced feels like it weighs more than a really heavy guitar that balances really well. I mean, I wish the Washburn Falcon balanced like this. It balances absolutely perfectly, but it balances absolutely perfectly completely horizontal for all the people that play horizontal, which some people do. I like it like that though, whatever that angle is. Not, you know, I don't know, not Bill Wyman, but you know, somewhere in the middle. So enough talking nonsense. So we've got no sound because I've stood on the cable again. This lead's not very long. It's actually a very nice feeling Bigsby. I almost remembered what guitar it was there that had a Bigsby on it. Can't remember. Was it not a Gretsch White Falcon type thing? Again, a Bigsby's one of those things that I'm not going to say I'm a huge fan of them, but it depends what guitar you put it on. On this, yeah. On a Telecaster or an SG, it just doesn't seem like the sort of thing I would want to have on it. It kind of suits this, and it suits like a Gretsch or something like that, you know, something big and ornate. And how do you do it that way? For that, it does it an awful lot better than what that Jackson did. Yeah, so let's find out what the pickups do. So maybe I can tell just by listening to it. So we're at full this way. I'm going to go in there with a switch cleaner. I noticed some of the pots are a bit scratchy as well. Just be dirty. So that's calling that 1, 2. Oh. Well, sorry, 1. I can't do with this sound like this. I'm going to have to take the back off and give it a scoosh of contact cleaner. It's too intermittent. It doesn't feel solid at all. It'll just be dirt. So I'll add a wee bit onto the time. So I'll put a link in the description. It says actually start playing the guitar at, what are we at, 8 minutes. So at 12 minutes we actually start playing the guitar. In fact, I don't actually need, I'll give it a scoosh. I don't actually need to put this back plate back on again. I've recently worked out that there's a magnet on the surface of my laptop which I'm sitting these on, which is quite good for holding screws so they don't fall off. Right, just need I don't need a pick anyway. Right. Come on. I know it's good. It's good to have these things fitted well, but not this well. Not so well you can't get the actual. This is only because I'm doing it with the video on, which I shouldn't be. I should have stopped. I should have hit pause. Come on, get in there and just get out. So, yeah, okay. We know you did a really good job of fitting this thing. It's super accurate and tightly fitted into the hole, but right. Oh, it's not a normal rotary switch. It's like a digitally looking thing. Not really going to see that. Right, where's the contact cleaner? There. Here we go. Let's see if this sorts it. That was it at one end, and then that's it at full. Well, it feels better. So I'm assuming it's going to sound better as well, and it'll actually cut between them a bit better. A bit better. A quick tune up. Okay. 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 Right, let's see what this switch does. I said 11 minutes when I started playing. Not actually started playing yet, but this is important stuff. This does not damage the guitar in any way, by the way. So all the knobs are at full. So in position 1, which is the first, we've got the bridge pickup on. And maybe the neck. Position 2. So 1 is just the bridge. Although that sounds like it's on as well, doesn't it? 2 is the neck. 3 is the middle. And the middle. Aye, so it's not immediately apparently obvious what exactly is going on, having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 positions. If I was being sensible about it, what I would expect, if I was going to put 6 positions with 3 pickups, I would have, not necessarily in this order, bridge pickup, middle pickup, neck pickup on their own, that's 3. Then I would have these 2 together and these 2 together, that's 4, 5, and then I would have these 2 together, is how I would do it. But who knows? There will be spec sheets for this somewhere which will tell you what they actually do. And I'm going to assume that, well, actually, that might be a master volume. Not doing anything. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. That's a tone, right? So we've got a tone there for the bridge pickup. Position 2. Oh, we've got something controlling that. Is there a volume control for the middle pickup? Is that what it is? So I'm still thinking this is a master volume. Position 3. And then right, volume's still there. And now we've got a tone there and there. So there we've got, don't do anything, don't do anything. Tone, the neck. Doing something there. I think this is a volume for the middle pickup. Last position. Middle. Don't know, who cares? So I don't know where this is made. I'm assuming, I don't think, I mean, maybe, is it Swedish? It's not Japanese, it doesn't feel it. I don't think it's American because it says a super Swede on it, so I'd imagine it's a Korean or Indonesian importy one. That doesn't necessarily mean cheap. This is a £1,000 guitar anyway, I'm pretty sure, or in that range. That's how it made it onto the Saturday special expensive guitars that I would never buy myself because I can't afford them. I just have to have random stabs at the 6. This must be what it's like for people who don't understand how pickup selectors work normally on guitars. It's like, I don't know, it's got 5 sounds. You don't really need to know on a Strat that, you know, what the sounds actually are doing. It makes this sound, so use it. That's nice. Maybe do a bit of that with this. Let's get some drums on. That sounds like an out of phase position. Oh god, I don't know what the knobs are doing. It's hard to say. It does make the way to test what the sound is not to do what I was doing a minute ago. Is to play lead on it. Much bigger difference. Gifted a new face flannel from the girl in the tent next door at Download. I have to say that really, this could not be more opposite to the sound of that Jackson I was playing yesterday. The Jackson was metal. Here we go. I didn't like this sort of thing. This is just giving me all sorts of single coily, stratty, lovely things. Well, not really stratty, but definitely a sort of jangly, acoustic-y, jazzy maybe. I really don't know how to play this. I'll just do it another way too. Oh. perhaps slightly noisy when using the Sabbath pedal, but yeah. What I'm noticing a little bit is I think the heel is slightly closer to the 12th fret than normal. I think normally the 12th fret's kind of here. I'm noticing that normally when I don't even know which guitars I'm thinking. It probably Strats are the ones I generally normally play. Normally, you don't start feeling the heel with the back of your hand until you're, when you're playing in the 12th. You're normally not in the way of not in the heel. You're normally, it's by the time you get to the 15th that you start going, oh, there's a heel. So I think maybe the neck is further into the body than it is in a Les Paul. Maybe looking at it, that's as a cutaway longer. And I should look at a Les Paul. So this is joining at the 12th, 15th, 17th fret. I suppose technically that's the 17th fret. So the 16th fret the body joins. I think on a Les Paul it might be another 2 frets in. So the neck would be, you know what I mean, just the whole neck moves 2 frets that way, I think. There's an intermittent thing somewhere here. Yeah, but I mean, it's handling the distortion really well as well, I would have said. I think this does distortion and metal sounds better than what that Jackson did clean and not metal sounds. That's just a Tube Scream Runch now. But I think that what I'm really mostly getting out of this is this does not sound like a Les Paul. It's totally different. It looks like a fancy Les Paul. It looks like, as I say, the more I look at it, the more it looks like a Les Paul recording, which doesn't. I've never. They don't sound like this at all either. It's got the mad low impedance pickups. Never played a Gibson one. I do remember seeing a Gibson Les Paul recording in Victor Morris for years and years and years. It was only 350 quid for a Gibson, and I remember seeing 350 quid for a. I think it was actually been 299 for a Gibson, like an actual Gibson. That's a Gibson Les Paul, and you look at it and you go, what's with the big fucking funny pickups? Why does it weigh a ton? So never bought it. Kind of wish I had now. Not that I would ever really use it. I'm not really sure what I would use this guitar for if it was mine. I'd just play it. Mind you, I'm not even looking for a guitarist. I'm not in a band anymore, actually playing guitar. And my wee blues band, temporary replacing someone. The bass player's coming back. He was in hospital. I think he's back now. So no more blues band for me. But all in all, that was an awesome experience. I really enjoyed it. Cheers, Paul, if you ever watch these things. I liked all the people in the band as well. Everyone was lovely. There was a drummer, David, was lovely. Gary sitting opposite me. I'm now pointing at people as I'm in the studio because the bass amp's there, the drum kit's there. Gary on rhythm guitar was brilliant. He was really helping me at the start of every song. It would be like, yeah, we've got a new song, or we're doing this song. And I was like, yeah, we played this one before. Yeah, we did it last week. Okay. And then Gary would kind of go, that one got you. Cheers, Gary. He did that. He was really handy doing that for me, just at the very start of every one, to remember what it was actually like. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be back in that band again. He was trying to say I'll keep you in the future, maybe get you back later or something. I don't know, whatever's happening. I talk about John, Rob, the saxophone player. I can't remember the names of the other two. It's like horn section. I don't understand horns. I can't remember. There's definitely a Rob. Definitely a Lindsay doing backing vocals. Definitely a Denise. Or no, it wasn't definitely a Denise. Her name was like that. It was either Louise or Denise. And then Paul singing. Everyone lovely. Thoroughly good experience. I might even be getting into talking last week with the drummer. He was saying something about being in a southern rock country band. So we don't have a bass player. He was going to send me some stuff if he hasn't sent me it yet. So I might be in that as well. That might be instead. I mean, quite fun. Something else I've never done before. Country music. Whoa! He said like a country rock, but it's still country. I'm going to call it country. So I'm in a blues band and a country band. Like, yeah. Then later on I'll maybe join a thrash metal band. See what that's like. I really like this guitar actually. I should really play the guitar for half. Well, no, then you don't. This is very much it's like an unboxing video. This is me. What's your initial impact of these things? And the initial thing is always to go. I'm going to play it like what I think it's going to sound like, and then now I've been playing it for 20 minutes, and now start going. I'm getting it. Oh, it does this really well. Not so good at this, but really good at this, and you find it's. I mean, the Bixby is the thing of it is, like, see the Bixby, you can do that with a Strat Trem or a Floyd Rose. You just have to be pure moving it 0.5 millimeter. Again, that's where I'm kind of doing it very subtly in this, because I'm used to having a Floyd Rose or a Strat Trem. So if you do this, actually moving a Floyd Rose that amount, you're and all the strings are flapping and they stop sounding because you've just totally detensioned everything because it's moved this much, whereas this one has moved that much. Oh, delay. I also think this guitar's coming back to life. I think Keegan said something about, I found this, I forgot I had it. It's got a little bit of that. This has been not played for 6 months or a year. I know this because so many of my guitars don't get played for 6 months or a year. But the more I play it, it's starting to, it's coming back and going, it's waking up. That's a good one. I'm going to use that term from now on. Waking it up. So I mean, I would be tempted to put this into the sort of. I think it goes in the Gretsch category, really. I not necessarily think it sounds like a Gretsch, but more along the lines of it doesn't sound like a Fender or a Gibson. And to be honest, pretty much everything sounds like a Fender or a Gibson, or somewhere in the middle. You know, like a lot of the Ibanez, you know, your RGs and stuff sound like a Fender and a Gibson. Whereas this is the different thing. I don't really know who Hagstrom are. I assume they're an old company. I assume this is. No, am I getting them mixed up with Framus? They're kind of like Framus, I think. And the looks of it, the sort of Art Deco things at Duesenberg and D'Armond and Ravioli and that kind of. I'm not really sure who they're for. Not probably as much of the music I listen to, but most of the music I listen to is from the 70s anyway, so they don't tend to use this sort of thing. You know, it's all Strats and Les Pauls and SGs. But I'm liking it. I don't think this would be. It's not the sort of thing I would expect. Actually, do you know, well, it looks like it. It kind of reminds me a wee bit of my Yamaha AEX. which is it kind of sort of looks like it, apart from it's semi-hollow and it's got too many humbuckers and it doesn't have a Bigsby. Yeah, whatever that is. It's not a jazz guitar, because it would only have a neck pickup. And there we go, that was my attempt to play jazz again. Last time I tried to play jazz, it kind of worked. The sounds are kind of weird. It's not. I need to look it up, see what exactly it's doing. Or somebody can look it up and tell me in the comments what it's actually doing, because I'm a lazy bastard. There's not a huge. There's 5 or 6 very different sounds, but it's not as obvious as you've got a 2 pickup guitar. It's like, well, that's the bridge pickup and that's the neck pickup. It's pure obvious which is which. This is kind of a bit more. I don't really know what that is. It's kind of subtle variances. There's not a, it's not like a massive difference between this, whatever the trebliest and whatever the bassiest sounds are the two extremes. It's all kind of within quite a small band, but it is different. Well, I said there was something to do with it seems to be a tone control again. I think there might be some fancy series parallel out of phasey things going on in here. The reason I'm kind of thinking about the phasey and stuff like that is some of these sounds are quite quiet. Obviously my amp's at not even 1 out of 10, so but it's just that's what I've normally got it set for when I was playing the Jackson yesterday, for example, so it's got a higher output. I think a higher input, the lower output gives you that jangly thing, which this has, the twangy guitar. I don't remember to do this. Wonder how long I'll be doing that for. I need to actually listen to the song. I don't even know which song that is. When someone mentioned it to me, David yesterday, the day before, I was like, I was watching a rockabilly band. He's like, do that. He's like, you bend it in. I'm kind of liking that. Maybe playing that a wee bit in the future. Yeah, so I've talked enough about this, but I mean, I hope you enjoyed your Saturday night. Maybe you watch this before you go out, I don't know, whatever. I'm actually on the Bucky tonight. I've got my pals coming over for the Skillet Fest. Unfortunately, we only get 3 of us, and I've built a fucking 4-lane track, so it's going to be interesting having 3 folk racing, which we've never really done before. Yeah, it definitely got something. I'm still a little bit confused about what I would actually do with it. But it is really good. It's kind of like a wee bit, when you try some new kind of food that you've never really had before, it tastes weird to start with. You go, do I like it? I don't know. I've never really got a bit of that in China. You're like, what's this? Do you not like it? It's like, I don't know. It's like, give me a couple of minutes to think about it, whether I like it or not. It's a really strange taste. Kind of like this. It's just really, I can tell it's good. It's really good. It's been action and the feel. The neck's kind of just the kind of Les Paul. It's got It's got a really annoying little dink in the back of it. I keep feeling with my thumb right at the bit you don't want it, behind the 5th fret. I think a lot of these things are style. If this is your dream looking guitar, it totally will do it for you. I'm not. I don't dislike it in any way. It's not one that I would pick out as pure. Like, it's got that Gretschy thing going. When I bought the Gretsch Streamliner, was it last year? I looked at, it's interesting. Someone wanted to trade it, so I looked it up and I looked at the Gretsch catalogue. And really, to be honest, looking at the Gretsch catalogue, there weren't really any guitars that I really went, oh, that one. Really? It's just not really my thing. So it's always nice to be pleasantly surprised. Depends what you're doing. I mean, this better worked in that blues band. Well, it wouldn't have worked particularly well for me playing the bass, turning up with a guitar. But, and I mean, like in that band, I think you could definitely get with this. I'm tempted to say rhythm guitar, but I mean, that's only because it does a really good chordy thing. Maybe that's why I'm thinking it sounds a bit like, it kind of reminds me of my Yamaha AEX. It made me play chords. Bizarre that is. It's like, but chords? I don't play chords. I play power chords and bits of shit lead. I don't play actual chords. Whereas this is most of the guitars I like, you can't really strum a Strat or a Les Paul. They sound shit unless you're Oasis, and then you sound shit. But I mean, it's like. It plays really fast as well. Like, if you put like a mega humbucker in the bridge, I reckon you could metal this no problem. No, I mean, Tony Iommi uses single coil, so. Cool. So Saturday night special. Expensive guitars. Having a guess, I'm going to say this is. It's disgusting, but what I'm now class as a mid-price guitar, I think this is somewhere between sort of £8,000-9,000, £1,000, something like that. I think it's Korean or Indonesian, but that might not be right. I don't think this is like a Swedish-built £5,000 job. In that, I haven't changed the strings on it. They are the strings that were on it. And see, there's my pal had lost it and forgot he had it. These strings could be like 6 months old or a year old. They don't seem that bad. But all the things I haven't mentioned are not an issue. Like, action's really low. Nuts cut wet, all these things I would have pointed out had they not been perfect, so I'm kind of not noticing them because I'm just used to playing really well set up guitars that play really well. And so I'd be relaxed too. I've not noticed any of that in this at all, which must mean it's amazing. Yeah. 40 minutes, new record. I don't think it is a record, I think I've done hours before, but 40 minutes is twice what I normally do. My attention span is normally about 20 minutes. That's kind of why my videos are about 22 minutes, which by complete coincidence is about exactly the same length as one side of a record, which is why I think I like records more than any other format to listen to things on, because you get there's a wee bit of ceremony of putting on the record, and then 20 minutes later you take the record off and you either turn it over or you put another one on. 20 minutes or 40 minutes in this case. Both sides of the record. Rock on.